I'm Daniel, 37, living in Chicago, and I thought I had marriage figured out after nearly 10 years with my wife, Claire. We had our ups and downs, but I always believed we could lean on each other. That belief shattered the night she ditched me without a second thought. It was our anniversary. I'd made a reservation at a restaurant she'd been wanting to try for months. Even managed to get the exact table by the window she once pointed at and said, "That would be perfect." I showed up with flowers, dressed in the shirt she said made me look like the man she first fell for. But Claire never walked through the door. An hour passed. I called. She didn't answer. Finally, she sent a text. "Sorry, I'm going out with the girls tonight. Don't wait up." That was it. No apology, no explanation. Just a blunt dismissal of our anniversary like it was nothing more than a Tuesday. My stomach dropped. I sat there staring at the half-melted candle on the table and realized that somewhere along the way, I had stopped being her priority. By the time I got home, she still wasn't back. I sat on the couch, scrolling through social media, and there it was, Claire, tagging herself at a rooftop bar with 3 of her friends. Glass in hand, big smile on her face. No trace of regret for leaving me alone on a night that was supposed to celebrate us. Something inside me shifted. I'd always been the accommodating husband, brushing off her small cruelties because she was just stressed or that's how she is. But that night, watching her laugh under neon lights, I felt the weight of every ignored effort and every quiet disappointment. I wasn't just being neglected, I was being taken for granted. That's when a thought hit me. Claire loved freedom, but she also loved the security of my hard work. The joint credit card, the subscriptions, the comfort of knowing bills were paid without her lifting a finger. If she could dismiss me so easily, maybe it was time she learned what life looked like without that safety net. I logged into the banking app. With a few taps, her card was frozen. The Spotify she blasted every morning while getting ready? Cancelled. The beauty subscription box she bragged about to her friends? Gone. Even the car lease in both our names, I called and scheduled it for early return. This wasn't about revenge. It was about clarity. For years, she acted like my role was just to provide, as though my love and my effort were bottomless wells. That night, I decided to show her those wells had limits. The next morning, Claire came home around 9, smelling like perfume and cocktails, humming like she had just lived her best night. She tossed her purse on the table, gave me a half-hearted smile, and reached for her phone. Not 5 minutes later, she stormed back into the room, eyes wide. "Daniel, did you cancel the card? It got declined at the gas station." I looked up from my coffee, calm in a way I hadn't felt in years. "Yeah," I said, "I did. Welcome to reality." Her jaw dropped. She started firing off words. Selfish, controlling, petty. But under the surface, I could see something else flicker in her eyes. Panic. For the first time, she was realizing what she had risked. Claire paced around the kitchen like a storm trapped in 4 walls. "You can't just cut me off, Daniel. That's abusive," she snapped, her voice sharp but shaky. I sipped my coffee slowly, letting the silence hang. "Abusive?" I repeated, almost laughing. "You left me sitting alone on our anniversary while you partied with your friends. You think I'm the problem here?" Her face flushed red. "It was one night," she shot back. "You're blowing this out of proportion. One night." I leaned forward. "Claire, it hasn't been one night. It's been months of me planning, trying, caring, while you've been checked out. Last night was just the first time you didn't even bother to hide it." She crossed her arms, lips pressed into a thin line, but she didn't deny it. Instead, she reached for her phone again, tapping furiously. Then she froze. Another notification had popped up. Netflix canceled. Her head snapped up. "Seriously, Daniel? Netflix?" I shrugged. "You said you needed a night out with the girls more than a night in with me. Guess you don't need movies either." Her composure cracked. "How am I supposed to live like this?" "Maybe the same way I lived last night," I said quietly. "Alone." For a long moment, the kitchen was silent except for the faint hum of the refrigerator. Claire's confidence, the carefree woman grinning under neon lights, was gone. What remained was someone who finally realized her actions had consequences. She tried a softer approach next, lowering her voice. Daniel, come on. Don't do this. I just needed space. You know I love you. But the words rang hollow. Love isn't bailing on your partner's heart when it's inconvenient. Love isn't choosing a bar over a marriage. I don't think you even know what that word means anymore, I told her. The rest of the day, she moped around, trying to log into subscriptions, making calls, checking her wallet again like maybe the card would magically work. By evening, she finally broke the silence. So what now? You're just going to keep punishing me? I looked at her, really looked, and realized something important. This wasn't about punishment. It was about reclaiming the respect I had been handing away piece by piece. No, Claire, I said. I'm not punishing you. I'm drawing a line. You showed me where I stand in your priorities last night. Now I'm showing you where you stand in mine. Her eyes glistened, but I didn't feel the usual pull to comfort her. For once, I wasn't the one scrambling to fix things. That night I went to bed alone, but it didn't feel lonely. Felt lighter. And the irony? Claire never posted another smiling rooftop picture again. Maybe she finally learned that freedom without responsibility is just recklessness, and recklessness always has a price. As for me, I realized something even more valuable. Sometimes the hardest lesson you can teach someone is the one where you finally stop cushioning their fall.